We're going to go ahead and do a live tonight. I'm sitting on the floor, super grounded, okay? Did you guys ever get grounded when you were younger? I got my little white light candle going here for us, okay? So I'm going to set that up here. And yeah, let's get straight into it, okay? We got the romance angels, the lovers, oracle. Yeah, we're going to do all that stuff tonight. So why not, right? Happy hump day. We're a week out from another moon event. So if that's been impacting you, if you've been sensitive to that, you know what I mean? Don't no te preocupes on that, all right? Just saying. Because that's what the moon's supposed to do. Hi, Jojo. Welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the romance angels, okay? Might help if I have them in the upright position to start, right? Here, dudes, what's that old saying? Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, right? So if your hump day didn't go exactly well and now you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait for the rest of the week to be over, maybe that was you today, getting up on the wrong side of the bed, you know? What do the romance angels have to say? Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So collective, if you haven't been sure recently, this is spirit saying now may be the time for you to express what you're feeling. You know, Hallmark holiday, whatever you want to call it, Valentine's Day is around the corner. So maybe that's a sign, okay? Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, okay? So you may want to express your love, sure, but are you going to be doing it with the right person? Like, if somebody's like in a really upset mood and they're just like going on a holy terror and stuff, is that really the person that you're going to be like, oh, I love you, or is that kind of like, maybe they're not somebody who I'm as infatuated with as I thought, right? This is a collective reading, y'all. So, just FYI. Okay. So take what pertains to your situation, okay? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Yeah, collective. So, yeah, you might want to express your love, but to the right person and somebody who respects you as well, not whoever this red flag person is. So, I think Mercury retrograde is supposed to be over. That's always the time for the exes to come back around, especially after the holidays and stuff. People, they get lonely and then they're like, oh, I wonder what so-and-so's up to. And it's like, really? But they're there. That's how they pop up, right? Engagement. Look at that. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Yeah. So something that's a real commitment, collective, instead of the will they won't they, we knew each other back when and blah blah blah, right? It's like I want to watch the soap opera. I don't want to be in the soap opera, right? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So let's see what the Lovers Oracle has to say about these as well. Okay. Thank you for liking the video, especially if you're in the chat. Please do be kind to others if you are in the chat today. I also have some incense going in the background. You can see the little smoke curl. If you're down and lonely and you need a helping hand, right? Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. See you again. Collective, I feel like there's somebody who really wants to see you again. Would love it if you called them. Something like that. So this express your love. I feel like if you do that to whoever this person that's thinking of you, they're gonna receive it, even if it's not like completely returned. So it could be unrequited, and let's face it, those situations happen, right? But I feel like whoever this person is somebody who will be sensitive to it. You know what I mean? Kind of like the character Phoebe on the show Friends. Like she's the best person to break up with everybody, right? Like they even bring her to break up with other people for them because she's so good at it, and like everybody leaves feeling all great and happy. It's kind of like that is what is what I'm getting here. Okay. Basically like somebody just wanting to pay you a compliment. Okay. mm, Childhood trauma. Okay, so this person might not be expressing themselves due to something that occurred in their childhood, especially around romance. Maybe they didn't have a great family structure. Maybe they never saw successful romantic or loving relationships, right? A lot of what people see on television is it's the dynasty version, right? And nobody wants to live dynasty every day. Yeah, we want the money part, right? But you want to be rolling around tearing your pantyhose up with Linda, whatever her name, Linda Evans, and I mean, like, yeah, can we leave that in the past? Can we leave that part? Can we leave that part back there, please? Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Oh, hello again in the chat. This is a collective reading. The way I have treated you is wrong. So that comes right under this pay attention to the red flags card here. So yeah, treating you not well is a red flag, right? So if this person comes to you and they're kind of, trying to dance around things, trying to be shady, slick, anything, you know, any like random salesy type thing, I would run the other direction. That would be a red flag that I would be paying attention to. Okay. And the thing is, some people they come back around just to see if they can do it again, right? Fool me once, right? Shame on them. Fool me twice. I like how W said, we won't get fooled again, right? Quoting The Who, because F that noise. Okay? Ain't nobody here in the collective that has stupid stamped on their forehead. Okay? Sorry if you have face tattoos. I'm not trying to judge. Hopefully it doesn't say the word stupid on it. You know what I mean? Right? I only have one tattoo. I'm of a different generation than, Gen Z and whatever Gen Alpha is going to be. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Drogos y alcohol. Uh, So, loving yourself first, collective, I feel like what you're not doing is engaging in toxic behaviors. And I'm not saying you can't have a drink or you can't have, blaze a little with your friends or whatever, right? And all these things. But this is where, yeah, you respect your not self enough to not tie it on so hard that you can't get to work the next day, that you're losing your job, you know what I mean? Like and I feel like collective, whoever this person is, part of the reason that they didn't treat you right is because they were so wrapped up in their own toxic behaviors, right? And those were some of the flags. Okay. Yeah, so long story short, and they're gonna say it's because they had trauma in their childhood. A lot of us have trouble in our childhoods. That doesn't mean we go around crapping on other people, right? That's part of becoming an adult and taking responsibility and accountability for our own lives, right? Do you have to be 100% healed in order to do that? No, I don't think you do. You know, even a 5-year-old can be nice to somebody, right? And there's a lot of kids out there that have gone through a lot of things. Okay. All of us as adults know that, right? Okay. Whether it be, broken families, having to move, always trying to make new friends, or, some kind of situation, right? I wish to be like you. This person is saying somebody who actually wants to see you in a partnership. Okay. So I feel like, collective, that this person is encouraging of you being happy. They just wish it was being happy with them, okay, at the moment. Whether or not that is going to transpire, obviously, is up to you, collective. Okay. So, take that where it needs to. Sorry, I'm a little antsy. I'm sitting on the floor and I'm like stretching my back, and I mean, just kind of. I'm in. I'm in a certain decade of life where you start to feel your bones. It's actually probably pretty good for me to be sitting on the floor in a different position than like on the couch. You get all like just curl into the couch, and then it's probably not really great for your posture and stuff. Anyway, let's keep going. I feel like one of the Stooges. um, yeah. I don't know, collective. This is kind of a weird reading right now. I think I might save the Lightworker deck, okay, for later. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot. It's the Pulp Tarot, okay, deck. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Glad I caught that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Had a little stowaway. Oh my god, and look which one it is. You guys, the Four of Wands, right? So maybe this is going to be a happy engagement for somebody. Let's hope so, right? Because just because they're coming at you with stuff, right, does not mean it's going to be a good partnership. A lot of people, they want the image, right? The photograph of, the dress and the big bridal party, and you know what I mean? Like it's more about that than being in a partnership with a person. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say about this situation, because I feel like maybe that's what this person, it's kind of like they just didn't really treat you as a real person. They treated you as like an image, like a paper doll, if you will, because they didn't want to try and dive more than skin deep into anything. Because, in part, because they were worried about image and sucked into drugs and alcohol. Sorry if this sorry if this is your person, then I'm you know what I mean? Like, the 10 of Wands. Okay. So, a couple things here. I feel like this person is tired of holding on to their trauma, so they're actually like more apt to want to do something about it, okay, to heal. Also, them using this as an excuse for them not to express themselves is also something that it's kind of like, so kind of twofold in that sense. Okay. Just from a general standpoint, they've had enough, of the past weighing them down. And the second part of that is it's been stunting them on what they want to express to you, collective. Message held for review. See, if you don't behave, then that's what happens. So, you know, anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, this person could be feeling a little distant from you right now, is what I want to say. I don't want to say left out, but like just they realize that there's a separation there. Okay. And part of that is because of how they treated you, right? The Nine of Wands. Yeah, so you may be a little defensive, especially if this person displays any of those flags, those warning signals. Okay. And like I said, collective, sometimes people come back around just to see if they can do it again. And it's like, I'm not, that's these karmic loops, these karmic cycles. And it's like, no, you're allowed to say no, right? Somebody says ice storm. Yes, exactly. There is a large ice storm across a large part of the country at the moment. Again, message held for review. I just don't even know what, It's like, what you doing here then? What you doing here? Ask yourself that, when you get into a reading. What am I trying to get out of this today? Okay, so that's going to help me get better messages to you as well. Okay. Five of Cups. Yeah, they were at this party that never happened, right? Oh, I want to be where everybody's at, having fun, right? Like we're in this little Smirnoff Ice commercial, right? And it's like, no, that's actually not how life is. You know what I mean? Somebody's telling their person to go get a job. Yeah, I mean, if your person doesn't have any income, then that can be a real issue, can it? Yeah, right. But in this case, this person, what they did is spent a little too much on drugs and alcohol, right? And then it's like, okay, now who's around when they don't have that money to spend, right? And it's like, what are they investing in? Mm-hmm. This is crap. It's junk. Um, oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, well, somebody had to be muted for a had to be put in a timeout. Oh, somebody said the conservative family. Is there an option to get separate hotel rooms? I mean, especially if the age is a consideration there. I don't know how old you are in that situation, right? Um, Five of Wands. Okay. So this person I feel like is struggling right now to be like you. It's like they're fighting something. It just feels like a big mess. Basically. Okay. And they're seeing that they once maybe had an easier path, but again, they chose the path of partying, trying to be in the in crowd and this and that, right? In the meanwhile, collective, what you were doing was loving yourself first, right? Yeah, maybe you were loving your 7-inch on meat, right? First, right? Versus waiting for this person to not be drunk or to not be whatever so that you can actually have a conversation, right? Yeah, you want to just come over to my house? I'm too drunk to even go anywhere, take you anywhere, do it. You know what I mean? Like, is that the life you want to live? There's a time and place for Netflix and chill, but some of us actually have to get up and go to the grocery store and be productive members of society. You know what I mean? So, it's like when party time turns into every day, it's not so much fun, is it? Right? So, I really feel like for some of you collective, you've like made a hard line. And also for that, you're going to be rewarded here with this Ace of Pentacles because you're demonstrating your responsibility even in times of being challenged, because it's like, what if this person is your person, but, they're ruining your life, right? There's times when you have to put the certain priorities in yourself first, right? Um, make sure you're okay. Put that air mask on yourself, like the flight attendant says, before you assist any other passengers. And that's what's happening here. Okay. So this person, they realize how they treated you was wrong. Part of it is due to some trauma that they had. They're really kind of struggling with how they're going to attack it now. Okay. And they feel like also collective that you are probably going to be engaged to somebody, right? Like you're going to get in this higher level of commitment here, right? With this engagement card. Like, so like, are they going to be able to turn it around, or is somebody else going to be able to take over that opportunity from them, right? Perhaps it's a King of Pentacles who's going to do that for your collective. And when I say for you, I mean, in an actual partnership. Okay. um Again, earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I didn't really do a Capricorn reading. It kind of just went by so quick, because of how it falls. So we're already solidly into Aquarius season. We got Pisces coming up next, really fast. Um, so collective, I feel like what's happened is, with this 10 of Wands, you set those burdens down too, where you're like, yes, I can move on. Yes, I do have a little scar or two here, but I'm still fighting. I'm standing upright. I'm not backing away, and I'm also not going to let people come back and mistreat me the way they did the first time. You know? So this may be a learning lesson for some folks that have had access to you before, but for some reason now they're finding like you're not in the same circles, or you're not doing the same things, or whatever it is. It's like they can't tap in and leech on and try and kind of manipulate the situation for their benefit anymore. So, yeah, it's definitely a wake up call for some people. And also the fact that some of these folks are realizing that they're being looked at as the same as some people that you consider kind of scum, and unfortunately it's because they were right alongside these people that were like, haha, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Right? It's like, oh, okay, well, that's how you wanna treat it. That's how you wanna do it. Like you're in some schoolyard drama. Be my guest. I'm actually the teacher. I'm actually the principal. I actually own this school because my taxes paid for it, yo. Right? You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like we're already we already picked our kid up. We're already out. We already got our little special McDonald's treat for the day. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, these schoolyard bullies are still back here saying like it. And then at a certain point they're gonna run out of other people to fight, right? And then they're just gonna sit there and end up all freaking sad and alone again and again and again, right? Because who are the people that they're trying to impress? They're trying to impress people with negative behaviors. What's that Shania Twain song? That don't impress me much. Yeah, there's a red flag, right? People like to judge like a lot on people's looks or like I don't know, just a lot of stuff. A lot of material things, I want to say. I mean, this is makeup on my face. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't wake up this naturally gorgeous. Of course not. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, looking for something more fair. Six of Pentacles came out again. And, you know, collective with this childhood trauma too, this is like, they want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to take care of them, but they don't want to have empathy for you. They don't want to have sympathy for you. No. And that's why you're moving to something where somebody actually is showing compassion, right? Because that's why you're loving yourself first here, right? And making yourself more attractive to the right people. Okay? Yeah, maybe you're looking for the person who actually does treat the wait staff nice, right? You know, the person who doesn't want to dine and dash or stiff the waitress because it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Some people never grow out of those attitudes and behaviors. Mm-hmm. You know, and collective, I feel like where you've at is you've been on this giving side for a very long time, right? And when you were on this other side of it, there was nobody there, family included, for a lot of you. Mm-hmm. And you know, and that's why you chose to heal, right? Not just say, oh, well, how can I pile this onto somebody else, and how can I pile this onto somebody else, and how can I pile this onto somebody? No, no, that. It's like, are these people listening to the? It's like we can hear the thoughts that are coming out of your freaking heads because it's in your actions when you treat people that way, right? What else does this collective need to know about the situation here? So, collective, this could also be more than one person who feels this way towards you, where the connection ended up being that there was too many toxicities to move forward healthily together. Okay, I'll put it that way. Debapto. Well, if you would like a non-shuffled card reading, if you go back to the community tab, and actually they changed the community tab to the post tab. And if you go to my previous reading, the first 20 minutes, I don't use any cards at all. It's completely channel messages and oracle stuff. So if that's more your style of reading, you can go over to that one. Okay. But right now we're doing tarot. Yeah, 10 of swords. Stick a fork in them, they're done. Yeah, red flags. How many do you have? How many do you have? And look what's like draped over his body, the red flag, right? Yeah. People not supporting you on your journey, people criticizing you, people, ridiculing you, where you feel like you have to do that standing up and like pushing back. Do you know what I'm saying? The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like collective, this this person had a decision. This is hilarious. I'm sorry. You know, spirits kind of got a sense of humor, right? It's like, well, what decision did they have? Well, they had a decision of drugs or alcohol, and they chose both, right? Because when they decided to juggle you with this lifestyle and all this stuff, you said, I'm out the door. I'm out the door. So I feel like collective for some of you, whoever this next uh, person, this next relationship or current relationship, I feel like for a lot of you, it's very focused on non-toxic behaviors. Okay. And again, I'm not saying you can't have a glass of wine or, you know, have some beers with your buddies and all that kind of stuff, right? Some of that's just part of life experiences, right? But where how it's focused at the centerpiece, this is just not something that you're accepting anymore. Okay. So again, this might be kind of that rude awakening, that wake up call for that person, especially if it's like, well, I haven't seen you down at so and so's place. Well, I'm not spending money at so and so's place anymore because I'm not having that beer after work anymore. Like maybe I'm only doing that on Fridays now, you know, or whatever it is in your routine. Okay. Or maybe you're doing it like, you know, like there's groups of like these runners and bicyclists and stuff. And then after they like bicycle like 10 miles and they go grab a beer together or something. You know what I mean? Like you can still do these things. It's just in a little different fashion, right? Three of Wands. Okay. So thinking about your future, where you're going to end up, and how you're traveling forward. Okay. This could be into a different location with whoever this is that you are, you know, going to end up with here in this engagement. Okay. Some people like get engaged and don't ever get like actually married. I don't feel like that's the case here, collective. I feel like for a lot of you that are watching, it's more of a of wanting to have some kind of commitment, you know, ceremony or traditional thing. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll go ahead and do the light worker here and then I'll close it out. Okay. So let's get some parting messages for the collective regarding this situation. Okay. I don't really feel like collective that you're upset though, is what I'm the strange thing about you know, a lot of these cards. I feel like this is more this person's energy, you know, here with this feeling sad over this five of cups, you know, investing time into the wrong, you know, into the party people um versus the kind of person that wants to show up for work every day. You know, I don't know. It's just very like reliving some, like they're 20 years old and don't want to have any responsibilities or something. But you know, a lot of people at 20 years old did have responsibilities. So, you know, your situation may vary. I'm just telling you about what this person was kind of doing. Okay. Um, and I'm not really sure why they were doing it, except for what they want to say here is that they're blaming it on a childhood trauma. But of course, you know, treating you as if you don't deserve anything of value is not an appropriate way to treat somebody that you are supposedly caring about, right? And I don't care if that's treating somebody who's supposed to be your divine partner, soulmate, or even a karmic, right? I don't care who it is. You know, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and you know, to play on people's emotions, and it's just gets really gross, you know. And that's a kind of clearing collective that you know, where I think you're like, yeah, the collective, you're like, I don't do that. I don't do that to people. Like, that's, you know, kind of serious. Um, so, you know, I feel like you're setting that part of the burden down, okay? And that's kind of why you're like coming out swinging here with the Nine of Wands. Like, it gave you just enough breath to say, yeah, um, you're right, that was wrong. And we're going to stick a fork in that conversation because you don't want to repeat it, you know? And you're just like, that's that, right? Like, I don't know what else you want me to say, right? You know, for some of you collective, that is the closure, you know? It's like soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Yeah. So, expressing your love could also be to the people around you, okay? Making sure you know that you care about people, even if you yourself have experienced childhood trauma, right? Okay. Hopefully, you didn't hear my stomach too loud. Imrama, I was end up pulling this card. Where are you being called to journey to? Okay. So with these red flags, and as you come up fighting and saying, no, I'm not going to do this anymore, it's like, okay, so you know what you don't want. It's like, so what do you want? Right? Um, that is something that you might want to start, you know, writing down. Like, what are your goals for the year? Where do you want to travel to? You know, maybe there's some books you've been meaning to read. Anything, just, you know, start writing it down, and that's gonna be creating that journey for yourself. Okay. So when you have those plans already kind of pre-thought out, right? And then if somebody comes in and is like, oh, well, I have an idea, let's do this and this and this, and you're like, I don't know, it kind of goes against my values or my, you know, my sole purpose, right? Since you've already written those things out and kind of formed them, then you'll have a better idea of whether or not that path is for you, what that person is suggesting. And, you know, many instances, you know, it may be a red flag where you're like, you know, maybe I need to say no in this situation because, you know, I have a goal of getting my, you know, book list done, right? And it's not engaging in toxic behaviors with whatever, whoever this person is, right? Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Okay. So part of loving yourself collective may be, you know, expressing yourself. Okay. You know, letting people see you, right? You're not going to meet anybody if you don't go anywhere, right? Maybe you need to get on a dating app or something like that where you start talking to people, right? Okay, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay. So, you know, maybe this is the perfect engagement that's coming up. Maybe this is the perfect trip. Maybe you're going to get engaged on this trip when you're in this movement for some reason. Okay. Yeah, and trusting that it's going to turn out, right? That came out in the reading the other day, kind of getting rid of those negative connotations around relationships or partnerships or work ventures or anything of that nature. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it there, you guys. So please do like the video. Thanks for being polite, most of you in the chat today. You know, the others got the comment was held for review, so I can't see what they were saying. But everybody else, thank you very much. Please do like the video or consider subscribing to the channel. You can like without subscribing. So that definitely helps. And of course, I do have a PayPal link in the main description of the channel if anybody would like to make a monetary donation if you're feeling jazzy. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.